Namaste. Today we are going to talk about the stock market astrology. Now, there was a client of mine who called me up and asked, can we predict about stock market? Can we predict about commodities? Can we predict about what you call it as the nation's economic wealth? Is that possible in astrology? Is what the question he had asked. First of all, you can predict the nation's good and the bad time with the horoscope. Very clearly, you can predict with the India's independence chart. I have predicted many times about the nation's economic condition. You can also, for example, Sri Lanka is Simha Lagna. The 6th house Saturn is transiting. They are having a lot of problem related with food and food crisis. Suppose they ask a question, when do you think the food crisis will go away? Once the Saturn enters into Kumbha in the 7th, after the 5th month, then the impact of the food crisis will come down across as a person. Now, somebody called me up and asked me about the Malawi's future. I checked the inauguration date of the president and I told that this will be an area of problem. Another question many people ask me is, why do you think Narendra Modi is having a problem with the farmers? The inauguration Lagna is that of the Vrichiga Lagna. From the Lagna, 8th house has Mars. Simply you can tell 8th house is Mars, and from Mars the 4th lord is again afflicted. So we can clearly tell that he will have problem with the farmers and the farmland. The other important point is the axis of Rahu Ketu was over the 4th lord. So that is the first house. So he got very confused about it as a person. So you can predict about the economic welfare of any country on their what you call the natal chart, is that one chart, and the inauguration of the chart. For example, you take Stalin, who took Tamil Nadu thing across, the chief minister. He took it in Mithuna Lagna, 4th lord is in 12th house. And correctly, the sun was transiting the 6th house. There was a cloud burst. They are having problem to do with the land and buildings, and there is over flooding. All that thing you can clearly see it across. So this can be predicted. Now, there is a general classification which can be made about the commodities. For example, sun is gold, moon is silver, Mars is Bhumi, Mercury is supposed to be stocks, Jupiter is supposed to be government bonds and the government FD, RD of the banks. Now the Saturn can be called as the commodities, different kinds of commodities like oil, petrol, all that thing. And Rahu Ketu can be called as the cryptocurrencies. So like that you can broadly classify the investment pattern itself for people. Also you can classify the sectors in the stocks itself based on the planets. For example, the 2nd house can be used for hotels, can be used for spectacles, and hotel industry will come into the 2nd house. The 1st house can be classified for computers. 3rd can be classified for like Bharati Airtel, Jio, those kind of things it can be classified across. So the classification of the different sectors in the on the stock market can be easily classified. The BSE can be classified as a male sign. The NSE can be classified as a female sign. Also, you can predict the stock market using the Muhurta trade. The Muhurta trade is done in the Diwali month, and that can be used to predict the entire stock movement across by using the Muhurta trade. And this is a very, very important indicator in that of the stock market. Now, I had predicted the success of the India's first bull run. It had happened in the Mercury Bhukti, and Mercury from the Lagna is the second and the fifth house. So I had went on telling that it will go from 1000 to 2000, 2000 to 3000. Today Nifty is trading at 17,000. So the point is, we know the entire Dasha has been very good, the entire Bhukti has been very good, and the economy has been doing well. So overall, we can predict the entire stock market in a very easily as a person. You can also classify the Nifty 50, you can classify the large cap, the mid cap, the small cap as Kendras and Trikonas. Large cap and the Nifty will come as Kendras, and Trikonas is, Trikona, large caps, and the Nifty, the mid cap and the small caps will come in the Kendra. So this also can be used to predict across. Either you can predict the movement of the stock market, you can predict in terms of sectors, you can also predict in terms of very specifically about how this year is going to be using the Muhurta trade. The other important point is that time it gets listed. There are different markets, the different stocks gets listed across. So you take the listing date and the time of the listing, and you put the entire what you call it as the horoscope about it, and that you will be able to predict for people across. Now many people say stock market is a gamble, commodity trading is a gamble, and currencies are a kind of a gamble. These are not true. You need to have an in-depth understanding of the financial market and also the in-depth understanding of astrology. With both has to be combined together, and you will be able to predict. There was a lady who came for the class on mundane astrology. She asked me how this run is going to be for the Indian markets. I told the Indian markets will undergo a boom because from many planets the Saturn is transiting that particular place. So there is bound to be a boom which is going to happen in the market across. Now it has happened for the last 2 years. There has been a tremendous amount of boom. The market has been going across. So you can also predict based on the transits also. So please understand, the major transit talks about the shift of the market. Either the market is moving from a bull mode to a bear mode. The minor planets transit talks about the temporary highs and lows in the market across. So this is an ongoing research thing. It is not mastered by many people, and once in a while many brilliant predictions are given. But to predict it consistently and to predict it over a period of time, we need a lot of research which needs to be done. But we can also guide people. Now, there was somebody who came to me for a reading. They asked me, how do you know somebody will earn wealth very easily? If the 11th Lord is in the Trikona from the Guru, the 2nd and 11th Lord combined together in a Kendra or a Trikona, then they can make easily money with the stock market because it is a passive income. Passive income are represented by the female sign. Now there is another problem with everybody across is they ask if there are many planets from the 6-8 from the Guru, how it is going to be as a person. I told them if there are many planets in the 6-8-12, the persons will lose money periodically and the person will not be very, very successful in the stock market. I have helped many people across. Normally, I find people who are doing day trading, people who are doing what you call it as options and thing, they have a big problem. They have many planets in 6, 8, 12. Normally, these guys don't make money. They have a huge losses across. So the first and the foremost thing is you have to invest in the market in the long term, and also you need to invest in the super good stocks in the Nifty, and of course you need some basic idea about the stock market across. So please understand, these are different patterns of predictions which can be done across, which can give you a lot of idea about how the market is going to be. There are a lot of people who are putting the videos where you can educate. A lot of people have classes across. So I request you to view that and combine with astrology. If somebody wants to learn about it, I can definitely help them across with regard to that. The financial part of the astrology, which can make a huge difference into people's life. But remember, now to do a full-time stock market and a full-time to make money, you need a versatile knowledge. Your Mercury has to be very strong. Your logic has to be very strong. Your phenomenal of how you're going to deal with the entire thing is going to be very, very strong. Now, once you are only very strong Mercury, you will be able to trade in the market. If the Mercury is with Rahu Ketu, many planets are in 6, 8, 12 from Guru, you might not be very successful with this stock market across. Now, many people ask me the future of cryptocurrency. I tell Rahu Ketu, they ask me to justify why I have given Rahu Ketu as a cryptocurrency. The Rahu Ketu is given as a cryptocurrency because it is a shadowy planet. It is not real. So this currency is a virtual, it's not a real currency, it is a virtual currency. So we have given that particular thing to the currency. But it's a long subject and it can't be explained in a simple video. So that's why I have stopped.